everyone. This is Angie with the Painted Feather, live on the Dixie Belle paint page. Good evening. It is 6 o'clock on the West Coast where I'm located in California, and it is 9 p.m. on the East Coast. And as you arrive here tonight, I would love for you to tell me where you're watching from, and yeah, just let me know where you're at and how you're doing early this year. This is my first live video of 2021. Happy to put that year behind us and excited for this new year. Hope you are too. And so what we're gonna do tonight is I am going to talk to you about, hi Jamie from Connecticut. I'm going to talk to you about No Pain Gel Stain. This is a really great versatile product. Hi Irene from Delaware, and hello Dana from North Carolina. Hi Ronnie from Massachusetts. And if you guys are Dixie Belle retailers, let me know where you're watching from. And hi Lori, how are you? We were both watching the same video earlier today. We were doing silk training today. We're getting a new product in. Hi Katie. New product coming in. I'm going to be an elite Dixie Belle retailer. And anyway, enough about that. Let me tell you, so I am currently a premier retailer in Santa Rosa, California. Hi Deb. And I have 2 locations now actually. So one at Whistle Stop Antiques in Santa Rosa, California, and also out in Sebastopol where we keep it interesting. And that is at Ray's Trading Company. Hi Dixie Belle Paint, thank you for having me on. Yeah, Lori, I can't wait for the silk. So the new silk line is coming out, the 3-in-1 Dixie Belle Paint. It's going to be a great different finish, but yeah, thank you B. So let us know where you're all watching from. We want to know, and hope you guys are excited like I am to be here tonight. So hi Alina from Florida. So tonight I'm going to show you how to get a driftwood look. I really love that kind of restoration hardware look, and it is so easy to get it when you use No Pain Gel Stain. So the colors that I'm going to use are, let me see, it might be better without my light. Hi Tracy from Gulf Breeze, Florida. Sounds like a nice place. Okay, so I'm gonna use walnut. I'm going to use Picklin White, and I'm going to use Weathered Gray. Glad I have them here so I don't forget what I'm talking about. Okay, so these are the colors that the No Pain Gel Stain come in. So they come in espresso, lots of choices here for you. The Picklin White, like I said, hello from Las Vegas, fun in Las Vegas. Walnut. We've got, like I said, the Weathered Gray. Look at all these cool colors. And we've got espresso. Did I say that already? Oh yeah, Colonial Black. Hello from Louisiana, Sharon. And we've got Georgian Cherry. So see all these amazing colors that you can do stain in. So the cool thing about the No Pain Gel Stain is if you have an existing finish and you don't want to sand your life away forever, you can use these right over an existing finish. So it's really easy to apply. The first coat, you're gonna get some streaks in it, so don't worry about it. The second coat's gonna go on and look amazing. We're doing kind of a different technique tonight. We're gonna do a driftwood look. I'm going to put a couple colors on at the same time, and then I'm going to put the third color on after. So, if you have any questions while we are on here, please go ahead and ask them. If I don't see it because I've got my face over in the project here, Dixie Belle Paint is on here, I'm sure they will answer, or there's usually a lot of people on here that can answer questions. Thank you guys for the hearts and for the little thumbs up, I like that. So let's go ahead and tell you what you're gonna need for this project. So I'm just gonna be using chip brushes. I have them in plastic bags because I started on this last night. How long do you have to wait between coats of No Pain Gel Stain? At least 6 hours, Katie, sometimes 24 hours. Thank you guys. Depends on you know, your climate, how humid it is, how thick you put it on. But when you put it on really thin, you don't have to wait that long. And for this process, we're not gonna have to wait that long. So let me show you this. Okay, I'm gonna turn this, so hopefully you can see what I did already, if I can get it right. Okay, so here's what I kind of started on. See this look here? This is the Driftwood look. That, oh, my light is a little, let me see if I can turn out my light and see if it'll look better for you. We'll get going on it. Okay, that a little better? Okay, you can see that Driftwood a little better right there. Hello from Illinois, Cottage Goods. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this thing back. I'm gonna turn my light back on, and we're gonna get started on our process here. Hello, Tasha. Okay, make sure you protect your floor because this is an oil-based product, okay? And, all right, I have 3 different chip brushes here. And I also have a paper plate here because I am going to be taking a little bit of the gel stain out and putting it on my plate so that I don't contaminate my paint because I'm using multiple colors. And I don't want to mix them up. I don't want them all mixed up inside the container. So let's not contaminate the paint or the gel stain. So the first 2 colors that I'm going to use are walnut, and I'm going to use the weathered gray. So get your screwdriver and just pry open the can. It's not hard to do. Generally, when I'm applying the no pain gel stain, I like to use the applicator pad by Dixie Belle. You can't really reuse them too many times with the gel stain, but if you're using the water-based products, then you can. But as far as the no pain gel stain, since it's an oil base, you really need to you know, use something that maybe you can toss. Hello, Bernie from the UK, welcome. So I've already used this once last night when I was practicing on the side here, and now I'm gonna use it again. And I'm not putting this walnut in a separate container because this is the first color I'm putting on, and I'm not worried about contaminating the gel stain. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this on this side over here, and then we'll do it again so you can see how it goes, okay? I'm gonna adjust the camera just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, actually, thank you for your question. So what I have done already is I have cleaned this whole piece with white lightning cleaner. It's the best thing you can do. I rinsed it with a water rinse to get any white lightning residue off. And then I went with my rad pad, and this is a super fine rad pad, and I just scuff sanded the whole thing just to get just a little bit of the finish off. You have gel stain but haven't used it. Is your piece only painted? Yes, this piece is painted, not sealed, and it's not super slick, okay? So, but even on a factory finish, you can use the gel stain. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to take and I'm going to put the gel stain wherever I feel like it. No, not any real rhyme or reason to it, just wherever I want to put it. So I'm going to put the walnut on, and anywhere that I don't put the walnut, I'm going to go back and put the gray. So we're going to put a pretty good amount of walnut on here, and don't do it too thick. If I don't see your questions, I'll go back and answer. And this isn't gonna look real cute right now, so don't expect it to look cute. Okay, so, and I'm gonna put this on top of my protective piece here. I'll leave some space to put the gray. And just get it on there. Don't worry about making it look good. Okay, so this has a whitewash on this cabinet. This is just a very rustic cabinet, and I've even left the hardware on because I'm not worried about the hardware. I want this to be a rustic, kind of restoration hardware looking piece. Okay, see how easy it is and see how it doesn't look fantastic? We're not worried about it looking good right now. Okay, now I'm getting my second chip brush, and I'm getting my weathered gray, and I'm gonna pry that open. So I've got that pried open, and then I'm just gonna take my chip brush and I'm gonna put just a little bit on a paper plate. So how's it going out there, everybody? Having a good Monday? Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit on the paper plate because I don't want to contaminate my container by dipping back into it. So anywhere that I did not put, I'm going to adjust you a little bit so that you can see a little higher here. Okay, so anywhere that I did not put the walnut, now I'm going to go in and apply the gray. So just fill in the gaps. And if you hit a little bit of that walnut while you do it, it's okay. I'm kind of mixing it up anyway. Only problem's gonna be if I didn't get enough on my plate and I need to put a little bit more on my plate. But I have something else I can scoop it with right here, so that's okay. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more on my plate, but I don't want to get that walnut in there, so, okay. So anywhere that I didn't put the walnut, we're going in with the gray. The ugly phase. Everything has an ugly phase, right? Ugly duckling phase. When my kids saw me doing this last night, I said, "What do you think?" And they said, "Jury's still out," but it all works out. Okay. All right. So just anywhere that walnut stain wasn't, just fill in the blanks. Anybody can do this. Okay, so see how that is. All right. I see you guys saying hello to each other, making friends on here. All right, so that is how easy it is to just get it on there. Next thing that we're gonna use is just a lint-free t-shirt. And I buy these by the pound at a hardware store, so nothing fancy. Just get your lint-free t-shirt. And now we're going to just wipe it in the direction of the wood. Okay, so here we go. Just wipe it back. Nice long sweeping strokes. And actually, let me see if I can bring you in here so you can see what's happening. I'm gonna pull you in. I might need to adjust you up a little bit. I'm gonna try to not make a bunch of noise here. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, I want you to be able to see how this is all kind of mixing together. And this is why I do both at the same time, because I really want it to look like that driftwoody look where you've got different colors mixing together. See how pretty that is? And you really should use gloves when you do this, so I'm gonna go ahead, at least on the hand that you're touching your surface with. I'm gonna go ahead and put a glove on because it's kind of hard to get this off of your hands. So, and I've got a couple of these lint-free cloths here to use. See how pretty that is though? I'm gonna blend this a little bit more and try not to wipe. If you've got kind of a slick surface, you're gonna wanna be less aggressive with it. But if you've got a porous surface, you can be more aggressive with it. If it's something that the gel stain will soak into, you can be a little more aggressive, but if it's a slick surface, be less aggressive with it. Okay, my door's kind of opening up here, so I'm trying to, okay, now the wood grain goes this way here. So let's pull it down that way. See how that is just blending? Hello from Germany. Hi there. Okay, just pull it across. We can go back over it again if we want to. All right. I'm just going to kind of go up in the corners here and then pull it across. And turn your lint-free cloth so that you can have a nice clean spot. And just go over it until you're satisfied with how that looks. But the coverage with this no paint gel stain is really great. Now this is go with the direction of the wood. The wood is going this way here, so I'm going to pull it down. Let's see how we're looking there. What do you guys think about that? We're still going to add the pickle and white. So this is step 1. Okay, so I'm going to pull this way. Get it on the hardware. I'm okay with the hardware being covered. You can go really fast or really slow with this, however you want to do it. Okay, I just don't want it to be kind of gathered up in the edges there. Isn't that cool? You guys are liking this? Okay. So I'm just going to try to make it so that's not gathered up in the edges there. There we go. But, you know, driftwood, it's an irregular finish, inconsistent. And then I'm going to pull down here. Now the harder you push, the more of the gel stain that's going to come off. Okay, let me turn you down. Thank you guys for the hearts. Okay, have you guys done driftwood before? And if you have you done it like this or a different way? Yeah, isn't that cool? Okay. All right, let's go to this middle section here. And it's going to look even better when we put the white on. Okay, this is just 2 colors. This is going to have more gray in it, which I did by design because I want it to have variance in color. So just go with the grain of the wood, pull it across. I can see a little bit of the natural wood grain in there, which is nice. And the great thing is we can go back later and add more if we want. Okay, so this part has a lot more gray in it. You want to try it on your dining table? Of course, you're welcome. Okay, who has used no paint gel stain before? We want to know. Okay, now there's a little bit on my lint-free cloth here, and now that's just kind of blending in with the other tones here, which is awesome. Okay. Now, if you have wood that is very porous, you can use the Voodoo gel stain for this as well. But if you have a factory finish, you're going to want to use the no paint gel stain. I'm going to move you back a little bit so you can see how this is looking. Now, I'm going to go ahead because I see this is pretty gray. It's a little more gray than I want. I'm just going to add a little bit of walnut there. So if you're in the middle of it and you want to add a little bit more, go for it. I do a lot of blended woodworks, but not with the no paint gel stain. Okay, yeah, the no paint gel stain is a really, really great product. So, okay, so I added a little bit of the walnut because that was looking a bit too gray for me. See how this is looking like that beachy look, that restoration hardware look. And this is just an inexpensive rustic cabinet. It's looking so much better already. Hold on, I'm trying to read what you guys are saying. You have a dark brown IKEA table. Do you have to sand it? I would scuff sand it, Basma. Just scuff sand it, and then you can go on with this. And depending on how thick you put it on, you're gonna wanna let it dry. What does the black look like? Has anyone used it? The black, so you see the walnut here, the black would just be a darker finish than this. The black looks amazing. I love the black. I'll show you on the stick in just a moment so you can see. So, okay, going with the grain of the wood here. And I've kind of got this door kind of locked down, so I'm not going to worry about opening up the hardware. I'll have to touch it up later, but that's okay. Okay, let me scoot you back so you can see. Maybe get the whole picture here. Sorry, I'm bouncing you guys around a little. Okay, so let's pull this across now. There's plenty of the walnut on the far side here that I'm pulling into the gray. So these colors are really kind of blending, but there's still the stripes in it. So it still gives you the variance of color. And when you pull it the same direction, it really gives you kind of that wood grain look. And so the only thing is just when you get to the edge, you want to make sure you get right up in there so that you don't have kind of blobs of the stain in the edge. You can do this process 1 time or 3 times until you are satisfied with how it looks. Like I said, we're going to go back in with the white in just a moment here. So going with the grain of the wood on the sides here. And if you have spots that you need to get down, just rub it down in there. I may have to hit this side a little bit more. All right, but see how that's looking already? Isn't that nice? Okay, so we're ready for the next phase of it. I will go and do that side again, so I'll show you guys again how it's going. Thank you for the hearts. If you like it, give me a heart. I like it. You're ready to try it. Aviance is ready to try. So because I wiped it back so much, it actually dries pretty darn quick. So, and the reason that I can go on right now and put the white on it, thank you guys, is because I'm wiping it back and I'm only using really, really thin coats. So you're gonna wanna do, oh, you love the driftwood look on the cabinet, thank you. If you were leaving it on thick, you would wanna let it cure for at least, or dry for at least 72 hours, maybe even up to 5 days before you put a top coat on it. And how do you protect it? If it's on a kitchen table, gator hide, use gator hide, but make sure you wait at least 3 to 5 days. So, okay, let's go to the next step. Now, if I wanted more of the wood look right now, the darker, I would go ahead and put more of the walnut. But I'm pretty happy with that. I like the variance in the color here. So now I'm gonna go in with the pickle and white because I want this to look kind of driftwoody whitewashed, okay? And this will be nice because we'll get to see the before and after on this. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my pickle and white stain. Oh, somebody was asking about what the black looks like. So here's the colonial black. This would look good on your porch boards. This is just really great for if you want that driftwood look, like anything, or if you want to make a fun sign. But this is how cool the black looks. Here, you can kind of see it. This is just a ruler that it's on. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens when we put the pickle and white on here. Now, before I do this, if you don't have all 3 stains and you still want to get the effect that I'm going to create by putting the white on it, you can do a white wash over this and it will have the same thing. I would still use it with a chip brush, but you need to let it dry first. Now, since these are all oil-based products, I can go ahead and put it on. Can you put the black ruler with the gray ruler? Sure. Let's do that. Here's the black and here's the gray. Okay, and versus Here's the walnut. Okay, and then you can put the clear coat, the regular clear coat on here too. Here's espresso. Actually, no, this is walnut. This one's espresso. They look kind of close. So walnut, espresso. Okay, and then we've got the gray and the black. Okay, somebody's asking, somebody's saying, yeah, you don't need to top coat it, correct. You do not need to top coat it, but if you want more protection on it, you can top coat it, and gator hide is the best top coat as far as if you're gonna use it like on a kitchen counter or something like that, okay? So let's go in with the white now. And I'm going to open the white up and I'm gonna put some on this paper plate so that I don't contaminate my paint or my gel stain. I don't want to get the dark ones in there. Okay, so when you're doing the white, don't get a ton on there. You're welcome for the demo. Happy to do it. So get most of it off of your brush, kind of like when you're doing a whitewash. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys back in a little bit here. Okay, so you can see this. And it might be a little high here, but we're not going over all the spots. We're just going in various areas. And I kind of like it to gather in the creases a little bit. So in areas, I like it to be more prominent up against the trim. So I'm gonna do that. Let's scoot you guys back so you can see. I keep moving you in and forward. Somebody's gonna complain about that probably later, but sorry, okay. So just however you want to do it, okay? And now I'm going to take a different lint-free cloth, not the one with the dark on it. I'm going to take a clean one. Is the white a gel stain? Yes, the Picklin White. This is Picklin White No Pain Gel Stain. And so what I was saying is you can do it with a no pain gel stain, but if you don't have all three colors, you can also do this with a whitewash. You can do it with the white glaze. Can you do this on a laminate table that is being treated with slick stick and painted with Spanish moss? Yes, you can. How do you prep? You don't have to use slick stick with this generally though, because it works pretty well if you don't wipe it back too hard. How do you prep kitchen cabinets? Same way that you would prep kitchen cabinets to paint, although with a factory finish with this gel stain, because it is an oil-based, it will adhere pretty darn well to it. So, okay, one leg didn't come out smooth. Did you do a second coat, Lori? You might have to do a second coat. The first coat's gonna be kind of streaky. Okay, here we go. So, I'm not gonna wipe this real hard. I'm gonna kind of do it softly, gently. And you can even put this on. I might go back and do a little bit more without wiping it back. See how that's looking? You guys see how it's blending in and just kind of putting that white kind of sun-bleached hue on it. Just blending in with these other colors, but it's casting this white kind of brightness on. And since these are all oil-based, I can use this right away with it. My gel stain hasn't completely set up yet, so it's still moving. But since I wiped it back pretty well, it's actually kind of not real tacky. Okay, see how that looks? I'll bring you guys back in a few minutes here. Okay. So I'm going to go up and down here with the grain of the wood. And it's just casting a nice white hue over the areas where I'm putting this. Looks really nice. I'm gonna let it kind of gather a bit on the edges here because I like that look. And the point is that we have all these variants in color. Okay. Now, if you don't have a Dixie Belle retailer close to you, or if you don't know, you can go to dixiebellepaint.com and click the thing that says find a local retailer to find one. If you don't have one, you can click on the link on the description of this video, and you can order directly from Dixie Belle right there. Okay. All right, see how that's looking? Yeah, isn't that great? Does it get sticky if you don't let it cure? If it's, yes, Kristen, if it's thick, it'll be kind of sticky. So you do want to let it cure for sure. And you can kind of tell if it's still tacky, don't try to top coat it until it's not. And yeah, you want to let this cure at least 72 hours. Okay, you can put on a second coat after about 6 hours if it's feeling like it's dry enough, if it's not too tacky. Because the problem is if you start to try to put a second coat on before it is dry enough, it's going to pull off what you put on the first time. So isn't that cool? So you guys can see, scoot you back a little, you can see the, okay, you have 2 coats on now. You could put a third coat on to even it out. Yeah, isn't that great, Serena, with the stains? So, okay, let's do it again. And if you guys have questions, you can ask me. So I'm going to show you. Let's do it real quick. This is such a quick process and such a neat thing to have in your arsenal, you know, your painting arsenal here. It's another little technique for you to do. Okay, so here we go. Let's get on the walnut. So wherever you want to put it, no, you can have no rhyme or reason to it. Just get it on there. A 3-year-old could do this. Okay. However you want to do it. Now just be mindful that when whatever you don't fill in, you're going to be filling in with the gray. So think about how much balance you want between the walnut and the gray. And like I said, this one I don't have to put on the plate because it's the first color, or I don't have to put in a different container because it's the first color and I'm not worried about contamination. The other ones I am putting either putting into a different container or on a plate, just so I don't contaminate my gel stain. Okay, there we go. So I've got that on now. I'm gonna go back in with the gray. So I'm putting gray on my plate. If I don't answer your questions, because my face is over here looking at this, you missed the beginning. What is the base color? So the base color, this was just a whitewashed cabinet. So not a whole lot of color, and I didn't paint it. It came to me like this. So just kind of a whitewashed, very rustic cabinet. Okay, so we're gonna fill in everywhere that there's not walnut. We'll fill it in with the gray. Easy. And here's the ugly duckling phase of this. Everything goes through one, usually, when you're painting something. You just have to trust the process. Okay, and if you get a little bit, if you get it mixed while you're putting it on, that's okay. We're gonna mix it anyway. See if you guys can see this. Okay, get it, just get it on there. Try not to get it too thick. But don't worry so much about it because we're gonna blend it all together anyway. Okay, now go back to the lint-free cloth. Let's see. I think that light is really bright there. Okay, here we go. All right, lint-free cloth. Go in the direction of the wood. And don't pull too hard because you want to keep some of that on the surface. And we're creating these different lines here. Isn't that pretty with the gray there? Can you guys see that? Okay, I'm going to pull you in again. I want you to be able to see how this is going. Maybe turn off the light for a second. It might be too bright. Let me see. Okay, that's a little bit better for now. Let's try this here. I want you to see how this looks. Oh, thank you, audience. Okay, now, see how that looks. Maybe a little dark in here, but that light was kind of washing out all the tones. Hi, Monique. How are you? Thanks for the little heart. Monique lives out in Sebastopol near my new location. People in Sebastopol are happy they can get Dixie Belle paint now. It's at the coolest place that has all sorts of vintage hardware and vintage and salvage goods. So much fun to be out there. If you're ever in Sonoma County, go to Ray's Trading Company and check it out. Okay, see how cool that is? Okay, I'm gonna go around the edge, just kind of blend this edge in, and I'm gonna pull it back across. And it's mixing up this walnut, and it's mixing up the gray. This is weathered gray and walnut no pain gel stain. And I'm going in the direction of the wood here. So this is not gonna look the same as the other side. I am gonna pull all the way across the top because I want a little bit of consistency there. Okay, but see how pretty that is? Scoot you back a little bit. You know what? Ray's is going to start shipping hardware pretty soon. I think they're gonna go online. They have the best selection of vintage hardware. It's been in business since 1986. And the guy that owns it now, his parents opened it in 1986, and they used to flip Victorian houses, which is so cool. So they've got all these crystal knobs there, and just amazing hardware. And it's very well organized too. So it's really fun. And it's not crazy prices either, so makes it even better. Okay. All right, see how this is looking? Any suggestions for dog, hold on, let's see. Dog damaged wicker and rattan, not terrible. I will talk to you, Candy, about that. So if we're using all three of these, should we apply to or dark to lighter? I've seen this driftwood applied. I mean, I like to do dark to lighter. I like to do the white last. Actually, is what I do. The white last. Because I want it to have that kind of sun-bleached look. And so for me, it makes sense the white would be the last color that we do. And you can start and just put on the gray first, and then go in with your walnut and then white. I've seen, actually I saw AJ do that before. If you have not seen AJ's Vintage Designs, she's awesome, and she does lots of tutorials, and I saw her do a tutorial like that. Okay, so it's a little gunked up around the edge, so just go down the edge to make sure that it's not gathered, and then pull it back across. Okay, so this is our second round. We did the other side. Now you can see how it looks after I did the whitewash. I'm going to turn my light back on, I think, here. But see how it looks after the whitewash look here? So this is the difference here. Like we've got a lot of the dark. You're always nervous with any stain. This was good for me to see. You're welcome, Serena. It is nice to see somebody else do it and then feel like, okay, I got it. I can handle that. So let me turn you down here. Sorry if that's loud. Try to do it in a way that's not really loud here. Okay. Let me push you down here. Okay, we're just gonna get this all blended and then we'll put the white on. And then hopefully you guys will have a good feel for how to do this. Because it's really not a difficult process. As long as you just do step by step and go in the direction of the wood and use the right tools, which is not much, just chip brushes and these lint-free cloths. You could probably do this with an applicator pad instead of a lint-free cloth, but this is, I buy these just, like I said, by the pound, so I have lots of them around. It gives you lots of control when you're doing this. Okay. All right, so smooth out this bottom portion and we'll add the white. And if you guys do not follow the Painted Feather by Angie, that's my page. I would love it if you go follow my page, and I will post photos of this when it's all done. And then you can see it. I do lots of tutorials. I'm on Chalk Paint 101 every Tuesday at 1 o'clock on the West Coast or 4 o'clock on the East Coast. So I will be on tomorrow doing another tutorial, something completely different. Okay, so go in the direction of the wood and then smooth out any problem areas while it's still damp. Now, if you like the driftwood look just like this, you don't have to add white. You can just do these colors. So if you go in the wrong direction, then like the direction that's not the wood, then just smooth it out. There we go. It starts to gunk up on you, then just pull a little harder. Oh, I was up where you couldn't see me, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna set you back and we'll do the white. I'll let you guys be on your way. Oops. Let me set you back a little bit here. Okay, how's it going out there? Okay, let's do the final step is the white. And like I said, if you don't have all 3 stains and you want to do a whitewash, just wait till this is set up well enough and you can go and do like 50% water and 50% paint and do this with a whitewash. So I'm just going to go and put some white on here. And you see, I'm not really being super methodical about it. Just getting it on here. And if there's not enough, you just go back and put more on. You can do this as many coats as you want until you get the look that you like. But it's a pretty easy process. Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm just going to wipe across the areas where I have the white. It's going to lighten it up and give it that kind of sun-bleached driftwood beachy look. You could leave it thicker on those areas too. And you can leave it where you can see the brush strokes. This is your project, so whatever you want to do, you are the boss of you. Okay, that is, I don't know if you've guys can see all that. That is pretty good. Voodoo would work also, Lori, but you got to make sure if you're using Voodoo that you're doing it on either over paint, which is porous, or over raw wood. So that's the difference between the no paint gel stain and, oh, thank you, Peggy. That's the difference between the no paint gel stain and the Voodoo gel stain. The Voodoo gel stain has to go over a porous surface. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, so I'm just pulling back to see a couple questions here. Excellent, thank you for the comments. When using gel whitewash on a wood chair, would I need to prime before applying the stain, or do I need to sand? I would at least give it a scuff sand. With this oil-based product, you don't have to worry about prepping as much as if you're using the Voodoo, which needs to go over a very porous surface. So yeah, all right, that is what I wanted to show you tonight. Let me pull you back a little bit so you can see that. Whoops. Okay, isn't that a nice look? Guys, give me a heart if you like my tutorial. Go over to the Painted Feather by Angie and like and follow my page, and you can let me know how does it look if you, okay, I'm not sure what that says. Thank you, guys. If you just leave it with the brush, it would just look a little bit like it would have more of the brush strokes and you would see more prominent white. Thank you, Tasha. So anyway, go over to the Painted Feather by Angie, like and follow my page, and let me know. You're welcome. Let me know if there are any tutorials you want to see. I'm happy to listen to your ideas. And yeah, oh, if you dry brush. If I was gonna dry brush it on there, thank you, Kathy, then you would just see more of kind of like streaky, like actually here, I'll just show you real quick here. You can dry brush it with paint, or let me just get most of it off here. Let me just leave it like that. You can do it like that, and then you can see how that looks like that. So, all right, thank you guys for joining me on this beautiful Monday night. Loved doing this tutorial for you. And if you need Dixie Belle paint, go to dixiebellepaint.com and find a local retailer. If you don't have one, you can click on the link in the description of this video and get it delivered right to your door. Thank you for having me on Dixie Belle Paint, and go out and paint some things. Thank you, Sharon. Hope you guys are inspired. So yeah, if you have these, if you do the dry brush, you're just gonna see a lot more prominent spots here. So I'm gonna probably blend those out to make it match. And hope you all have a great evening. I will be on Chalk Paint 101 tomorrow at 1 o'clock on the West Coast, 4 o'clock on the East Coast. All right, thanks everyone. Have a great night. Bye.